Let's talk about Vanlife solar panel options. All right, so maybe you've just got a van, or maybe you've had one for a while, but you're probably thinking about getting a solar panel so you've got your own self-sufficient source of energy, electricity. It's a great idea. You should do it. So today I'm going to tell you about my experience so far and what I've learned. So look, I'm not an expert in this stuff. This is just like stuff I've learned in a few months of using these things, having a little setup myself, and then seeing some better options that I want to think about for the future. But I'll show you what I've got right now. So what I have is this pretty small, pretty humble solar panel, which is currently connected. So I'll just put that on the ground. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of sun today. As you can see, it's overcast, so not charging very quickly, but that is connected to so you connect these little guys here to this, which connects to another cord, which plugs into a battery. Really cool, actually. Simple to use. So you just plug it in. You don't have to turn anything on. You literally just plug it in, connect everything up, put the solar panel somewhere in the sun, and the little lights here will start flashing. In fact, I'll show you right now. I'll do this with one hand. The little lights there will start flashing, indicating that it's charging. So let me just put the camera down while I reconnect this. It's safe as well. You don't need to worry about electrocuting yourself. I hope. Oh, got a little snag. Cool. All right, so let's see if you can see this. See that little flashing blue light? That indicates the charging, and it's only 1 bar, so that indicates that the battery's almost empty. That's because I've just used it to charge my laptop. So you can charge it using the solar panel. Another option is if I unplug this, you can plug this into the lighter, the 12 volt DC output that most cars have, and you can charge the battery while you're driving the van, which is what I do sometimes. Typically whenever I'm driving, I'm charging something. I'm either charging the battery using this, or I'm using another device, same sort of thing, to charge my phone. But yeah, like I'm always taking advantage of the opportunity to charge something when I'm driving. And if I'm parked anywhere and there's any amount of sunshine, I'll usually just put the solar panel on the roof, and I might just crack the passenger side window this much, and I'll feed the cord through so that the battery is safely inside the locked car. I'll tuck it away in between the seats so it's not easily visible from outside, and I'll just leave the solar panel on the roof, and I'll walk away and take advantage of getting some solar energy by the time I come back to the van. So it's really, really simple. My entire setup here, which is the battery, the solar panel, and a couple of little extra connectors to make sure that I can connect the solar panel to the battery and also the battery to the 12 volt DC output. The whole thing cost me somewhere around 330 Aussie dollars, and it's good, but I think in the future I would probably even go a few steps further, and I'd be willing to spend up to around $1,000 Aussie, potentially, definitely, at least 500. I think it's worth spending a bit more. Now, I think if you step up and you get a solar panel that's any bigger than this one, which is quite small, and again, it charges. I've got a little audience here. This magpie's making a bit of noise, but that's cool. If you get a solar panel that's any bigger than this one, it'll charge faster, but I think when I was buying this setup, they explained it to me in the store. They said, look, if you get a more powerful setup, it'll charge faster, but there's a risk of overcharge or something like that. Look, if you understand this stuff, if you're an electrician and you understand this stuff better than I do, please tell us in the comments how this stuff works. But as I understand it, if you step things up, you need to get an additional device called a solar controller, and that's to guard against the risk of overcharging or too much current or something. Look, I don't understand this electrical stuff. All I know is if I step it up, what I've got right here is not sufficient. I need to get something else called a solar controller as well. Now, it does start to become a bit more expensive when you do that. I think it's worth it. I want to do that at some point in the near future. Maybe when I get my next van or the van after that. Because as you know, I like to buy and sell and you know, keep things fresh, always trying new vans, always trying new things. But I saw a solar setup recently in Exmouth. I just did a, oh, look at that cool van. Oh, great. That's awesome. I just did a road trip up to Exmouth, and it's a long way. You should definitely go there, by the way. But I saw another van up in Exmouth, and they had a great setup. They had much bigger solar panels, probably about 4 times the area that compared to what I have. Because it was bigger, they had a solar controller, and they had the whole thing. The solar panel was bolted on to the outside top of the roof, so it wasn't going to go anywhere, and it was all connected, hardwired. Everything was bolted into place, and they had the output, so you could charge using a USB or charge using, you know, if you want to charge your laptop or phone charger, you could plug something in and get the output. It was all just connected in place inside the van. And I just thought that's so cool. And you know, I like what I have, but the only problem with this is oftentimes the battery will go flat. Like for example, right now the battery is basically empty, and I just find that it takes quite a long time to charge from the solar, from the sun, to get the battery fully charged. Or even when I'm driving using the 12-volt DC output, even that takes quite a long time. And then again, when I'm using the electricity to charge my laptop or whatever else, that also is quite slow. So I find myself pretty often in situations where I've got 3% left on my phone, my laptop battery is flat, and also this battery is flat as well. So I would like to get a more chunky, more powerful setup, and yeah, I think it's worth investing in. Again, I've said this in previous videos, but I don't mind investing a little bit more money in things that I think add a lot of value, because I think I can just add the cost of whatever I invest to the sale price when it eventually comes time to sell the van. So I think that if I bought a van, for example, say for $5,000, and I invested another $1,000 on an amazing solar setup, well, I'm pretty confident that I can sell that van for $6,000, and effectively, you know, it didn't cost me anything. I got my money back. So that's why I'm keen to give that a try. Now, I haven't even talked about how to actually use the electricity once you've got it. So let's talk about that right now. So on this device right here, there's a button that says AC output. So you literally just press that button, plug something in, and away you go. It charges. Now, several occasions I've had it plugged in, I've had the battery plugged into the solar panel, and it's been charging at the same time as I've been I've pressed the button and I've been using it to charge my laptop. I've been doing those two things simultaneously. It seems to work okay. I don't know if that's recommended by the manufacturer, but you know, it seems to work okay. Oh, one thing I have noticed with this battery though, look, I don't know if this is a safety concern or not. Again, if you know, let me know in the comments below. But I've noticed it doesn't like to be laying on its side. It likes to sit upright. Or at least that's the way it seems. Like when I've pressed the button and when I'm using it to charge, say for example, my laptop, I notice this battery makes a bit of a low humming sound. And when it falls over, say for example, if I'm driving and it falls over, if I'm laying in the bed and I knock it over, it makes a different sound. So yeah, look, I don't know if that's a safety concern or not, but every time it's happened, it's sort of scared me a little bit, and I've just stood it back upright. So that's pretty much all I know about solar panels. And if this was helpful for you, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. If you know any more information than I do about solar setups, solar controllers, anything like that, ideal solar setups for van life, share your information in the comments. That'd be really helpful for everybody. If you like today's video and you want to see more videos like this or more videos about smarter van living, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. You have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.